Good day, YouTube. Hope you guys are doing good. Today's video, we're going to be talking about Iran and the Israel war, right? That started on Friday, right? So Israel throw a missile in Iran, and then Iran obviously shoot back, and then the oil market skyrocketed, I think about plus minus 7% up on Friday, which is now, this is very interesting. That's why I thought, no, what, let me just do this video and just go through and see how this is going to affect the market. And also it affected the stock market, which dropped also on Friday, right after the news broke out. So we just want to see how this is going to affect us going forward as this war is going to be continuing. Bear in mind that we still have war in Ukraine and Russia, and then that war also affected us badly because why? Russia is also supplying gas into the world, and then the sanction also that came in, which also affected the market. And now we're having Iran and Israel, and Iran is one of the countries that has largest reserve oil, right? The crude oil, that supply the world. It's in the top 10, right? In the countries that has the largest reserve for the oil, and also it's the second largest natural gas reserve, right? And then with the sanction that Iran has, most of its oil is being bought by China, right? And we also know China is the second largest economy in the world, and everything that we mostly buy are coming from China, right? For example, like this charger thing here, coming from China, right? So if this is going to affect the Chinese economy, then obviously it's going to affect the whole world, and hence why when the oil prices go up, obviously the stock market will drop, right? So let's just quickly go through some few articles and see what they're telling us, and also go to the charts and then see what the charts is telling us. Is the charts agreeing with the articles and the news and what we're seeing on the on like everywhere else, and how this going to affect us on our day-to-day lifestyle. So I'm just going through some few facts here just to confirm and do some breakdown. And Iran at the moment is currently exporting like 3.3 million barrels per day of oil. So we can already understand that this is going to be a very big shift. If they can stop supplying those 3.3 million barrels per day, imagine what this is going to do to the oil price. It's going to skyrocket. On top of that, we have the war in Ukraine. So this is just going to be another big, 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 big problem for us, right? As the economy, I see inflation going up due to this news. So we can start expecting prices going up for transport, food, and everything else, you know. And yeah, so let's see what the articles are saying. And also, just to show you guys who is buying the Iran oil, China almostly buys this Iran oil. So BBC, what is BBC saying? So global oil prices go up due to Israel attacks Iran. Al Jazeera, oil markets spooked as Israel tension escalate, you know, and then the Reuters publish says Iran says production at the world's largest gas feed partly suspended after the Israel attack. And bear in mind, they are the second largest reserve when it comes to the gas. And now, if they suspend their gas production, this means it's going to affect the gas prices as well. So there's a lot that's going to be affected. So we need to be aware of these things. But let's just watch and see what this thing is for us on the charts. And then here we have Iran and Israel. Fresh strikes as conflict escalates. So there's more that's coming up. Israel says attacks on Iran are nothing compared to what is coming. So more still coming, and the last one, Iran life updates. So launch new wave of strikes. I'm not gonna play the video, but I just wanna go out. So I just want us to go to the charts, which is for me, it's what is very important at the moment. And let me just quickly share my screen and make it bigger for you guys so that we can be able to break down the charts and be able to see what these charts has for us. So I'm currently looking at the oil prices, right? So this is our daily time frame. So I'm just gonna quickly go to weekly just to see how we closed the week last week. So as we can see here, the market was pushing down, right? The market was pushing down. We had our nice downtrend structure, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, yeah. and then lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, and then price just broke this previous high, creating a new high, so which means now an uptrend might be coming into the market, and obviously this is going to be the catalyst for this uptrend to continue pushing up. At the current price, the barrel is $72 per barrel. Right, the price per barrel, $72 per barrel. So we can see price pushing back up to 100. I don't know. But then if this war escalate and then it doesn't stop, well, by the look of things, it seems like it's gonna be a very, very, very long, um, how can I say, not long term, but it's a war that's not gonna end soon based on how things are going, right? And obviously, when egos are fighting each other, no one will back down. We can already see what's happening in Russia, right? I'm not saying that one has to step down, but obviously people are getting hurt when this is happening. So looking at daily and market structure was telling us that the market is going to go up. You see here we created a low, price didn't break the previous lows, and then we created this high here, right? And then price started playing around this area. And then as you can see here, until price came and broke this area here, right? Which is about $64 per barrel. Before we even get to that, price was just playing around here, right? Creating new higher lows, respecting the previous one, not breaking them. And then obviously we were creating these highs until we break this area here. And then we created a higher low and then price started pushing up, right? So this is, oh, sorry. So this is, come on, man. I'm pressing the wrong key. So this is Friday only, right? This is Friday only. Let's just see about how many percent this price went up. Just see about how many percent this price went up. It's about 13%, and then it closed around 6.5%, right? It spiked about 13% and then it came back, and then it's currently sitting at 6.4% at $72 per barrel. The highest it spiked on Friday was around 77 $77 per barrel, right? Am I correct? Yes, around 77 dollars per barrel. All right, so we can expect price to currently push back down, right? Before we can continue pushing up based on the structure. You can see here we have a currently nice demand zone that the market left for us, right? So we can see price pushing back down here before we can continue pushing back up, right? If I can take my fib, and just from this low here to this high here, we can see that my supply zone is going to be around the 61.8, and obviously around there. That's where we can expect price to, you know, to retest before we can continue pushing back up, right? And looking at this, based on what is happening currently now on the weekend, the market might even gap up without even coming back to this area, right? The market might even gap up without even coming back to this area. We can just see price continue pushing up. I don't know until when, and then obviously retrace at a certain time to give us a nice structure so that we can be able to buy and then continue pushing this price up. But for me, what I'm currently seeing here is that things are straightforward. Unless the war stops, then we will see price pushing back down, right? We can see that we had a nice supply zone here, which price is currently reacted at on Friday, right? But then what I'm expecting for me is I'm looking for price to continue pushing up. Everything looks bullish based on conflict, on what's happening today on the weekend, because Israel struck the missile on Friday, and then Iran, they struck back today, and then Israel is saying that what's coming, whatever they've shot is nothing compared to what's coming, because now there was an article that I saw, but I don't want to go through all the articles, that was stating that Israel has control on the airspace of the Tehran. Is it Tehran? I think Tehran, capital city. I can't pronounce the name. Tehran, capital city of Iran. So we can already see where the conflict is going, right? And then if this continues, obviously we can expect a skyrocket price going up, you know and for maybe to, I would say 100, where it's coming from, $100 per barrel. I can see price going back there, right? I can see price going back there. And obviously for the oil countries and the oil companies, this is going to be an advantage for them to make money, even though it's bad news. We saw what happened when it was Ukraine and when the war started in Russia and Ukraine. You know, companies just the price just went up, 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 and then companies were just getting rich and rich and rich, but people were dying as well on the other side. But yeah, man. So this is it for my side. Let me know what you guys think about this war and what you guys think and how it's going to affect the market. And obviously, I didn't check the gas price, but let me just quickly check it for you guys while we are. Yeah, is natural gas, right? Just see natural gas. Let's just check the natural gas price and see. Okay, there's no much spike. It's currently just being ranging, so we can expect maybe a push and then a break above this area here. We can expect maybe a price and then a push. And then if we break this above this area, obviously we can then see gas pushing up as well. You know, yeah. So this is it for me. I'm gonna catch you guys on the next one. Make sure that you like, comment, subscribe. Let me know in the comments what you think. Do you see the war ending anytime soon, or do you see the war going on for some time? And what are your thoughts on how this is going to affect the market, and where do you see inflation going in a couple of months that is coming? Catch you guys on the next one. Cheers, much love.